On March 6, 2015, Jennifer GCK was driving home with her 18-month-old daughter, Lily, secured in her car seat in the back. While driving along a lonely road in Utah, Jennifer lost control of her SUV and crashed off the side of a bridge, flipping her car upside down into the freezing water of the Spanish Fork River. Most of the car was submerged in the icy water, and tragically, Jennifer GCK passed away almost instantly. However, luckily, the car was positioned in a way that Jennifer's 18-month-old baby, Lily, was not plunged into the freezing water. The baby was held in place in her car seat in the back. Many hours later, the car was spotted in the river, and emergency responders arrived on the scene.
Go ahead.
What have you got? What have you got?
As the police and firefighters approached the car, they heard something they couldn't explain.
We heard something saying, help us inside. And so it was at that point that we, said we have to get in that car now. And we all, the four of us, were able to push the car on its side. And that's when I looked inside and was able to see the child infant strapped in the back seat.
Anybody hear us? Hello? God, there's a baby. Oh, fuck. There's a baby.
Brian. Pass her up, pass her up. Pass her up. Here, right here, right here. Go. She's definitely hypothermic. She's freezing.
Throw up in there.
Here, go. Let's go.
So you actually heard a voice calling out, help me. Do you know who that was?
We assumed, or I assumed, that it was someone in the car saying, help me. That's why we responded saying, we're trying, we're gonna get inside and help you, we're doing the best we can.
We're helping, we're coming.
It wasn't until after we flipped it that we saw the mother, who we know now was deceased at the time, and the child was in the back seat.
Even a stranger, although all four of the early responders said they heard the strange, unexplained voice of a woman pleading for help, the officers' body cameras did not pick up any voice at all.
We're helping, we're coming.
To me, it was plain as day, because I remember hearing a voice. It didn't sound like a child. Just saying, help me.
Jennifer GCK's family believes it was the voice of Jennifer's spirit calling out from the great beyond to try to urge the emergency workers to hurry and save her baby daughter, Lily.
She was just a very compassionate and caring person. She always wanted to bend over backwards for her loved ones. She loved Lily with all her heart. She was the love of her life.
The emergency team on the scene says they simply cannot explain what they heard. Oscar Noon says that strange, unexplained things have been happening all around his home. He believes that some sinister presence has attached itself to his family. One night, he and his wife returned home to find something truly bizarre. For some odd reason, there are FES, SW, could you clarify what this refers to? Markings all over their house. Oscar says that he can't think of any rational explanation for this. Another late night, and Oscar's son has fallen asleep on the living room couch. The young boy wakes up and sees something that chills him to his core. Oscar's son wakes up after he hears a strange noise and runs to his parents' bedroom, crying and wailing in fear. The young boy tells his dad that he saw someone standing in the hallway. But did you see it? When Oscar checks his security footage, he sees a large figure that looks like a man just standing in the hallway, staring at his son. Even weirder, whatever this is just seems to disappear into thin air. Oscar Nunes says that he and his family have no idea who or what this is. Frightful photobombs. This next weird story was discovered by the YouTube channel SLP Podcast Haunted City Studios. A woman named Venice posts on Facebook that she's been having some very odd experiences and thinks that some sort of spirit or entity has attached itself to her and her youngest daughter. Venice says that recently, when she takes photos of her daughter, the pictures often come out very strange and disturbing. Venice posted a few pictures that definitely make her point. First up, Venice snapped this photo of her youngest daughter in the pool. She's been playfully dunked underwater by her sister, but she looks like this.
Oh my.
That's not right.
Oh my gosh.
The daughter's face looks like a horror special effect.
It really does.
It looks like a mask.
Right.
Deep set dark eyes, very pale skin. It's unsettling to look at because you're trying to make a normal face out of it and you just can't.
No.
As mentioned, for some odd reason, in this photo the daughter's face just, well, it doesn't look like a face. Venice posted another photo she took of her young daughter crouching on a bed.
Oh my.
Nope. That's
Look at her
really,
face, though. Here's the thing.
Really weird.
Here's the thing. Look, what is that? Like,
This child might be possessed, like for real.
It is very upsetting to look at this and think it could be anything like that.
yeah.
Now, if this is some dark spiritual attachment appearing in Venice's photos, then it's not just limited to her daughter. When Venice receives a speeding ticket in the mail from an automatic traffic camera, something odd shows up in that photo too.
That's insane.
Yeah.
There's a figure sitting next to her. It's very clear. And it actually, when I first saw it, I thought it was an old woman.
That's what I thought. That's what I still
But
think.
then, the more I look at it, the more I see kind of classic depictions of, big head, small neck kind of entity.
I think there's two people in there. One's living, one's not.
Something with an abnormally large, distorted head seems to be sitting in the passenger seat right next to Venice. So, just what do you think is going on in all of Venice's photos lately, even in pictures that she didn't take herself? Let me know what you think. The Cabin in the Woods. A man in Mexico named Antonio has a business where he builds and rents cabins in Mazamitla, Jalisco, Mexico. Late one night, he's working alone outside an empty old cabin when he suddenly notices a strange flickering light coming from one of the windows. He pulls out his phone and records as he goes to check, and what he sees makes his blood run cold. Now, Antonio is completely alone, and there's supposed to be no one inside the cabin. But as he watches in terror, he sees someone in the flickering lights slowly approaching the window, as if to look out at him. Whoever this is has no discernible features and looks almost like a shadow, even in the bright flickering lights. Antonio gathers his courage and goes inside the cabin to investigate.
もし波があったらて。いいだな、それになる。ねえ、なになに。
Antonio is a bit nervous as he checks through the rooms, but the entire cabin is completely empty. Now, it should be noted that Antonio usually only uses his social media for his business, either to display properties he's worked on or cabins he's renting. This is the only supernatural video that Antonio has ever posted. So, what do you think? Just who or what is this? This next video was sent in from Norway. Tuva says that she and her family moved into a new apartment in May of last year. And before this, they had never experienced anything paranormal. In fact, Tuva says that she and her sister Sunniva are very much skeptics. Or at least, they were until this happened.
Okay, house tour. Så här är rummet mitt. Där står jag, där står Tuva. Ut här är stua. Och det här...
Did you see it? As Sunniva is recording a house tour for a friend, there is something black and strange just standing in front of the apartment door. The figure is so shadowy that it blends right into the darkness. But Sunniva says that she could easily see it with her naked eye. Sunniva lets out a frightened gasp and jerks her phone back so hard that it hits her other hand and knocks out the microphone. When the video is brightened a lot, you can see that whatever this is actually blocks out the light from the people in the door. Sunniva's sister, Tuva, says that a woman who was a former tenant passed away in the apartment. So, could this be her presence still occupying their home? You decide.